Fine Tooth Comb podcast on this beautiful September 11, 2024. We will always remember, but I come to you with something really beautiful that it's been on my mind. I've been thinking about it, been contemplating life. What is it? And what's the purpose of life? This and that. I hope this helps you out. It comes from Matthew 5 from the New Testament while Jesus is preaching on the mount. It's Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on a stand and give its light to everybody in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see the good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. That part, the verse 16, let your light shine before others. And go back a little bit before. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everybody in the house. How I've been contemplating life and all that. It's for the longest time I was suppressed. Not suppressed, but they try to like put me down. You're not in the military anymore. Like you're a veteran. Like you ain't gotta be thinking that way. Um, Things like that. When you get in relationships, you cannot do this. You cannot do that. We have a funny joke where it's a year ago. A year ago, I was asking you if I could buy you a drink. Now I'm asking you permission if I can buy this TV. And it's it's the people try to turn your light off, and we're not that. And it was beautiful because it's like, what's the purpose of life? This and that. For me, it's like I can talk, dude. I have so many podcast videos recorded that I haven't posted because it didn't feel right. But that's a whole different story. Where well, same, different, but another story. Not a different story, but another story. And it's so crazy. I got a time when I talk to my mom. Because if not, we'll talk for 2, 3 hours. And so I catch her right before lunch. So that way I get like 20 minutes and I'm like, hey, you got to go to lunch. And, but it was good talking to my mom. And, oh, there's a song I think is by Tucker Bethard. It's talking about like Mama and Jesus, only by the grace of like Mama and Jesus, or because of the prayers of something like that, right? But it was talking uh, about my mom, where, or I was talking with my mom also, and it was so awesome. Like because of her, because of my sisters, because of all that prayer and all that. Like they bring you back. They bring you back. So I'm back, baby. And not this time like Slim Shady, bro. That dude's in the closet. Not like that. Um, the but I'm back. We're the salt of the earth. We're we're the light. And for me, it's like I'm gonna talk to y'all. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna shine a light because of who my father is in heaven. It's this is right there, bro. Like if you see my other podcast, it's crazy. And we got nos agarramos de bibliazos. That's what I like to say, like Bible thumps, little Bible wars. And it's funny because I love talking to my mom, and this is where I get it from. It's genetics, and so I hope it helps you out. Hope it helps you give yourself credit and love yourself more. Oh my glasses are dying. It's crazy. I've heard some background noises. I was listening to a Karin Leon song, and I was just like, ah, like because you can still hear the outside environment, and I was like, "Yo, is somebody out here?" No, it was music. Same thing for Freaks and Geek. Oh, talking about 9/11 and Childish Gambino, they canceled his uh, concerts in North America. He was supposed to be in Austin here tomorrow, but that gives me chance to maybe go buy a ticket later on and go see him. I was playing the song Freaks and Geeks, and I actually just fixed my turntable where I was able to adjust the speed, and now I'm able to play my records because it was sped up. It's a whole different thing, but this is not what the episode is about. But he has a line, yo, Freaks and Geeks, man. Freaks and Geek, that song is crazy. I bought the record because look, this is some insider music stuff. And y'all can check me on this. Childish Gambino did not release that. Well, he did because that's how I found out about it or whatever. Back in the day, um, it's like a little mixtape or something where it has Freaks and Geeks and some other songs where it's like four or five songs. And I heard it and I couldn't find it. So turns out the only place that you can get it is like the CDs or the vinyls that had the bonus tracks. So I bought the record, the vinyl record, and I used to listen to it. And then like 3 years later, or like the next year or something like that, or it might have been like the next month or so that like they released it. No, I think like he came out on Spotify and they came out with the things, kind of the same thing for Little Wayne with all his like mixtapes and all that they were actually being finally being able to put on Spotify because it's underground music. But anyways, he's gotten a lot. Yo, Challenge Gambino's, he's in the top 10, bro. Because winning an Emmy wasn't enough. Yo, Eminem has an Emmy, right? And an Oscar or something like that. The only rapper to do it. Well, anyways, I digress. Um, but he says, some, I 9/11 this track, bro. It was crazy. I was listening to it, but this, and it's crazy because going back to the beginning, I was looking for a different passage. I was trying to find like this, thinking about contemplating life and all that. Am I saying it right? Like thinking about life, like not contemplating, contemplating. I think that's like more on the other. Anyways, I was trying to find that passage that says rejoice, rejoice. And I've heard like sermons and preachings about it. What's the difference between a sermon and a preaching? Is a sermon more like scholastic and a preaching is more like repent? Anyways, and the sermon is more theological, like more academic. Like, hey, like y'all gotta repent because of this, and if y'all don't do this, this is what's gonna happen. And I've heard it from other sermons where it says, Matthew says it twice. Is it Matthew or are they? Yeah, Matthew. Where it's like, hey, don't. I think about been the next one, Matthew 6. Oh, I may have been a chapter down. You see, I should have been grabbing my Bible. If I had my Bible, it would have been right there. But no, I'm on the phone. But it was kind of cool too because it's you can from the phone you can find all these things. Like if you're looking for a word, like it shows you all those things. In the Bible, you gotta. Anyways, I was looking for that passage that Matthew talks about. No, Paul. Paul in Romans. It's Paul in Romans, bro. I was over here searching for Matthew, but you see, God works in mysterious ways. And I was trying to find that passage where Paul says, rejoice, rejoice. It's like, don't worry about things. Or I'm getting it confused, but that's why I was trying to do my research. And I stumbled upon Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. And I know that one, the salt, we're the salt of the earth. we're the light of the world. Like, that's why churches are called Hillsong and the city on the hill, and it's about that. We're the light. And with the previous ones, I've been tweeting some crazy stuff, bro. Go check out the Twitter. I think it's called Little Beard 1510. And I was just thinking, like, why? Like, why are we here? God, like, why did God put us here on this world and this and that and the bad people? And I was just hearing a podcast, and I think it was the Huberman. Oh, that podcast, so crazy, talking about like the senses and the smelling thing. I'll get into the next episode, but it's crazy how like the pheromones, and you can detect other things from other people, and it's pretty interesting. But they were talking. What was I talking about before this? Salt of the Earth, Huberman podcast. Oh, they were talking about that it's like all the bad stuff in the world. It's done by like 10% of the people or whatever. It's like the 90 are just like chilling, and everything bad is just done by 10%. And kind of same thing for the internet. Like the internet, like all the stuff that you see is done by like 3% of the internet users. It's like, what is the rest of the 97? They're just consumers. But they were talking about like, psychopaths and all this sort of things. So they were talking about like bad people, and how you can kind of like identify them, stuff like that. And that's where I was just like, damn, like, why are we not like enjoying life and all that? Like, because they were talking about like crazy ex-girlfriends, and if you're attached to them, toxic relationships, like how you see them, it's like, no, you need to run away. So they were talking about those people and tying it to like the relationships of like, they try to bring you down, they try to like not let your light shine. And so it's one of the things that I've been doing like recently, within the last couple months and all that, is get myself back again, like find myself again. And where it's like, no, I'm done hiding. I'm done playing it dumb. I'm dumb. Like, it's like being humble. And not that I'm not humble anymore. It's like, no, like my light is going to shine. People are gonna know. Like, we have gifts from God, bro. From God. Bro, saying that is crazy. We're like, go read some like Percy Jackson's type of stuff, like the Titans and Poseidon and all these mythical gods, bro. We're talking about the real God, bro. Um, Let me read that again. It's so beautiful. But even from the beginning, let me read the whole chapter. But stay with me. It's pretty interesting, okay? Because I'm gonna break it down and show y'all. And this is a shout out to Pastor Mark Driscoll and all that, like from Scottsdale, Arizona, the Trinity Church. I consider him my pastor in a world of technology and all that, where I don't really attend church and all that. He's my church, and he kind of made a calling of. There was an episode on the podcast. He had a guest, and they were talking about like, yo, we need like veterans and things like that are able to like stand up, holla at your boy. That's the that's the modern day. Send me, I'll go. So I'm here. But check this out. Because I'm sure y'all never heard the word of God preached like this. It's not even a preaching, bro. I'm just talking to a microphone. Matthew chapter 5. Now when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them. He said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for the righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will seek God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they who were before persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. A town built up on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everybody in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. And it keeps going. And then while I was reading it, I was going to tweet, and I'll say this first. I'm like, are those the terms and conditions to enter into the kingdom of heaven? It's crazy. So let's go back to the beginning. The Beatitudes, sounds like the Beatles. The Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Yo, I do not understand that. Blessed are the poor in spirit. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The poor in spirit. How do we break that down? Like, you're rich in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Or this one. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Didn't God say, like, hey, you want to be king to Satan, to Lucifer, not Lucifer, that dude, the fallen angel, right? To Satan. Like, oh, you want to be king? You want to be God? Like, you go rule the earth, right? Go rule the thing. That's why the Satan rules and roams the earth. But there's two parts. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Why are we going to inherit the earth? Or is there a different translation? I need to find that. But the meek. So I did my little research, and it said that the meek it was referring to, there's a term for the horses, the ones that you cannot tame, but they still kind of listen, but they're like half and half. They're like, you cannot use those horses for like everyday ranching or cowboy activities because they don't listen. You cannot tame them. Those horses are the meek. But those horses are really good for war, for battle, because like they're not scared. You can ride those horses into battle. And like it's crazy how those horses works. Like they don't follow and they don't want to be tamed, but they'll still work with you. You can still ride them for certain things. Exhibit A, battle. And those horses were y'all get the point. And the same way for humans is like the meek, the people that are not gonna conform to the earth. Like we're not gonna be tamed by the government. We're not gonna be tamed by like other people and all that. Like we're children of God. Bro, if we're gonna believe the Bible, believe every word of it. Because if you continue on, it's like, do not think that I came to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, bro. There's two places. There's heaven and then there's earth. Believe it. Disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Like not even anything. So go back. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father. Where? In heaven. You're children of God. You're some Percy Jackson. What are those demigods? Not demigods. Yeah, demigods, right? Like half human, half God. Let's get crazy. I've been looking into the Aztecs because I didn't know anything. A pack from a monastic warrior and Apocalypto, the movie, and the Mayan calendar. That's about it. But that's not even Aztec. That's I digress. The Aztec Empire only lasted 92 years. But the stuff that they did in 92 years, like they were working. And what do they say about Mexicans? Mexicans are the hardest workers, and we are. So if we believe in science and the genes and all that, why do we work? Do we come from the Aztecs? From like look into it. They had grid systems. They built dams. They turned that lake into fresh water and salt water, and then like their agriculture. Like, how do they know this during the 1400s? They were smart, bro. They built those. Okay, so check this out. Those pyramids were already there. They didn't build them and all that. When those pyramids were built in the what, 2000 BC? That's 4,000 years ago, or probably I don't even know. I don't even. But the ancient. Nobody's building those things nowadays. And so in the 1400s, like they were building stuff. And so that's the crazy part in the genes where it's like, is that running through us? The entrepreneur, the hard worker, the like, let's go to work. And the numbers, if you really get into the numbers of like how many people were in the city, but everyone was like put into work, it's dude. I'm gonna get more into the history of the Aztecs because they keep calling me Mexican, bro. So I guess I'm an Aztec warrior. And and so put it today, like, what are we doing nowadays? Like, are we really putting that work out there into society? Are we really coming together? We've lost that tribe, that community, because everybody's in their house. Everybody's on their phones. And even within the house, you're not even hanging out with the people inside the house, man. And yeah, you go on the weekends, you go like out to the things, but like the everyday, like hanging out with your family and friends, and different cultures do that. But in the United States, like we're working. So we're gonna change things. We're gonna be coming back together as a tribe and as a family and children of God, so we can let our light shine on others. And I was talking about that on the last episode that I haven't posted yet. That, or was I tweeting? I can't remember. I think it might have been on my like on the yoga, the sunset yoga post on my Instagram that I commented on myself. Even that, we're gonna start hacking the system, bro. We're gonna start hacking the whole thing, dude. And so I started commenting on my own post, and that something where I was saying like, what is? Oh, I was saying like, yo, it's crazy how like we're all moving in unison. How does a teacher feel moving 600 people, making them do this, like whatever, like you're playing Simon Says, and we're listening to you. And the whole thing with yoga, one of my experiences was I was in the back of a class of the yoga studio, and I was watching everybody, and we're just sitting down, like stretching over, and but with the whole breathing techniques and the breath work, and and everybody looked hypnotized. Everybody looked, and I was like the only one that's like not giving in until like I was just like, bro, let me just give in, like, and I gave in, and like my body relaxed. I was able to get like a deeper stretch, But going back to that teacher, it's like she's hypnotizing and controlling 600 people. What is that feeling like? Well, what about the opposite? How does it feel with moving with 600 people and saying, yo, 600 other people are doing the same thing as me at the same time? We're moving in the same way. We're all feeling the burn, the struggle, because you're doing some of those poses, and they're hard, they're difficult. But the whole cool thing is like we're all doing this. It's hot outside. We're all enjoying the sunset. We're all enjoying each other's company, and there's something to vibes, to intentions, and the smells, the sounds, the environment, and you can feel this. And dude, I want to get into it because this is one of the things that I've been trying to like research and study and all that. Where it's like the thing that bothers me about churches is that the bars are open longer than the churches. Why are we not at the churches? Well, because they're closed. They're only open on Wednesdays for 2 hours and on Sunday for three services. But like even when you go to church, you get like 15 minutes before church and you get like 5 minutes after church because the next crowd is coming in. There's like really no community. And I've been studying this. Like I feel more connected in the yoga community than within the churches. And the yoga, I've gone like 5 times to the churches. I grew up in church. Why don't I feel like I belong in the church and all that? Because it feels more like a routine. It feels like something that you do to, oh, I just came to church. Let me take a selfie so I can post it. And, oh, everybody sees that I'm in church. No. Like, how active are you? Even the church in El Paso, Abundant Living Faith. Bro, you have to be going in a lot of times and like really, like you have to dig in if you like really want to be in it. You got to download the app and like find the groups and go to the other things. And they have events outside and it's pretty awesome and all that. But you only see like, kind of like the same people and it's like, oh, y'all come to these things because y'all trying to live the righteous life and stuff like that. And you would have been clubbing and all that, but they had something at the church on a Friday night. So you go to the church thing and you hang out with other people. But bro, like if it was for me, one, I would have a pastor. There's so many pastors, the lead pastor, the senior, did this thing, this, get this, the lead pastor, the senior pastor, the other pastor, the main pastor, the Saturday pastor, the pastor's daughter, the pastor's son. And they have all these pastors. Make them do shifts at the church, 12-hour shifts. That's what I used to do, like in the military and all that. Like, put a pastor so that way when somebody needs help, when somebody needs prayer, when somebody needs to like to do all these things, they can go to the church. But guess what? When people need all this, the churches are closed. So what do? They go to the bar, they go to other places, bro. So I'm not impressed by all these people. And then guess what? Like, they have all this money. Cool story, bro. What are you really doing with that money? It's for you. Dude, if I wanted to make money, I'll become a preacher, bro. I will be talking to you guys. Love God. Jesus loves you, which he does. But let's talk about the other part where he tells you that you guys are sinners too when you guys are out there. But let me flip it around and says, hey, he used to be called a drunk. Dude, that's my favorite part where Jesus got called a drunk, bro. He didn't get called other things. ¿Por qué? Porque allá andaba de la fiesta. Jesus was in the streets, bro. Jesus was out there with the tax collectors and the prostitutes, bro. Who you hanging out with? You ain't like Jesus. But out here, the meek will inherit the earth, bro. Who are they? It's going to be us. Why? Because we're not going to be conforming to all these things. And it's like, you guys are just like the Pharisees, bro. But you're out there like building communities, building all these things. Bro, you go to church and it's like the people that like you have to go and go and go. And after like 10 times, all right, oh, okay, you've been here. Like, it's nah, bro. Like, if you see some, like, it's, dude. That's why I like Pastor Mark Driscoll's. They have, the little coffee thing outside and all that. So the people can go in there. Go follow Pastor Mark Driscoll from Scottsdale, Arizona, Trinity Church. And they have the events. Like, bro, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed because if you guys were really doing all that, you would put every single money, every single dollar and all that. But I see y'all. Hey, Hey, I'll call Pastor Mark Driscoll. I saw that blue Bronco. Hey, that blue Bronco's nice, son. But there's people out here that are struggling and all that. Thank you for the free book. I got to donate to y'all because I'm not doing the right things. But guess what? Um, I'm not gonna let anybody dent my light. So, Pastor Mark Driscoll, I'm behind you. Thank you for being my pastor. Thank you for all those things. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not Jesus. I'm just the son of God. Because I call him Father, right? So coming back to the tribe mentality, who is your community? Who do you hang out with? Who are your friends? Like, what do you guys do? Like, is there any more like, why? I saw a post where like all the kids in high school, you can't wear colors and all that. You can't wear red, blue, or purple because it's gang related. So you guys, it's like, bro, gangs in high school, like, don't they have parents? I can understand like adult gangs, but gangs in high school, like they don't have homes. Do they not have parents that they go out there? Like, do they not have neighbors? They do not have friends. Is there not a community saying like, bro, what are you doing? So it's, do we not have a sense of community, of like social pressures, culture, and saying like, yo, you're a kid. Like, what are you doing? Like, and to the other parents, like us adults, like, bro, what are you doing with your kids? Do these parents not have friends? And do these friends not call them out and teach them? Like, nobody's out here like, bro, you gotta like raise your kids. And this is for like the and I say it's all women's fault. It was Eve, bro. It was Eve they ate from the tree of knowledge, bro. That's why we know too much, bro. We know too much. And nobody's out here teaching. Nobody's out here self-checking our brothers and sisters. Like, and let's get into the whole. Nah, we won't get into politics, but it bleeds and translates into the politics. And nobody's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" So I'm here, hollering at your boy, saying like, "Get it together," because I'm not impressed. And I'll call everybody out because I'm not scared. I'm like that me course. Let's go into battle. Like, I got all day. Well, I gotta go to work because I'm late, but I got all day. And what's that? That Andrew Andrew Nelson. Like Andrew Nelson said, or how he replied, I got all day. It's nighttime. It's nighttime. But I got all day to. I'll start calling everybody out, bro. I don't care. I don't care. And what are they gonna say? Like, hey, you can't be you can be telling your brother your neighbor that he's got a little splinter when you have a log in your back, bro. You got a whole forest, bro. We got to burn that forest down, dude. Like these forests is in California right now, dude. Like, what's up with the homie Joel Osteen, bro, in Houston? Like, let's remind y'all that he didn't open the doors to people while the hurricane was going through Houston. Why? Because he had brand new carpets, bro. Seriously? You think if Jesus was there, he wouldn't be flipping tables? Wow. A carpet, bro? Dude, somewhere in the Bible says we're gonna be judging the saints, bro. We're gonna be judging the angels. If you don't believe me, go read it in the Bible. We're gonna be judging the angels, so I can judge Joel Osteen. What's up, bro? Some carpet? Your Jimmy's shoes, bro? I'm not impressed. Do you think God is impressed? Our Father, because you're my brother. I'm calling y'all like a family member, bro. Yo, I'll call everybody Mr. This, Mr. That, Mrs. This, Miss. I ain't calling Mr. Olson, Mr. Olson. Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, Joel Osteen? Holla at your boy, dude. If you're about that life, let's put your money to work. for the good faith, so people can know, so he can glorify your Father in heaven. Do you think Joel Osteen was glorifying his Father in heaven by saying, God, I'm not going to open these doors because I got brand new carpet? Isn't that what insurance is for, bro? Don't all those buildings have to have insurance? When there's a flood, when there's a fire, when there's all this, hey, bro, I had to help the community. You think the insurance rider wasn't going to, bro, you're helping the community. We're not going to pay you to replace this carpets. Are you serious, bro? Isn't that what they're Houston, bro? This is too easy. Y'all make it too easy, bro. But who's your tribe? And what are your intentions? Oh, one thing that I love about yoga is that word intentions. It's like, what are your intentions? What are your intent? Like, what are you, like, why are you doing it? So who's your tribe? Who's your community? What's their intentions? And that's what I said. I think like the whole church is, that's what it feels good to go to church. Because I'm not really seeing movement. I just see people go out there, but it's like yoga. Like you go out there and it's something about moving at this, like doing the same movements or just being in the same pace as everybody else. I think that's what it feels good, because we're so alone that when you see somebody else doing the same thing, because this whole psychology, or if you're dating somebody, if you're out in a restaurant and you guys are mimicking each other's actions, if they pick up the drink when you pick up the drink and stuff like that, if they laugh when you like, that's the same thing. Psychology, bro. It makes you feel like a tribe part of something and all that. That's where, oh, I feel so, no, it felt good because you were doing the same thing as everybody else. You felt accepted and all that, but are you actually living the life? Are you out there being the salt of the earth? Or you're just tasting somebody else's salt, and that's why it feels good to go to church on Sundays? Because I see this yoga community doing more here in Austin than any of these Christian churches, bro. So we're all the Christians in Austin and everywhere else. Where is the light? Where is the salt? Send me. I'll go. And that's the podcast. I got to go to work. I got to make this money because you, the chef dog, keep cooking like DC Young Fly said. We will never forget.